Alright, so welcome back. What's good? I'm alive. I'm well. So I disseminated on December 11th. Exciting. So now I'm just waiting to hand in my final paper and then I graduate. So that's why I'm finally able to make videos again. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about gaslighting and what exactly gaslighting is. I'm not sure if I'll be able to have skits in this one just because I'm trying to get it out as quickly as I can. So there may not be any skits, but bear with me. All right, so what is gaslighting? Good question. I'm glad you asked. Gaslighting is a common manipulation tactic that's used, and it involves making the victim question their own reality and judgment. Not fun. Like, thinking about this, I'm like, how and why would a human being want to treat another human being like this? Like, it makes no genuine sense to me. C'est la vie, am I right? And gaslighting is done through persistent lying and denial of events. And that would make anyone go crazy if, like, you see something and someone's like, yeah, no, that's not right. And they say it with conviction. It's like, god damn, yikes. So basically what the tactic does is it makes the victim not trust their own judgment and they lose trust in themselves. Not good. So they end up not being able to trust their own perceptions or their own memories, and you just kind of fall into a pit like that. It's not good. So I can actually give an example about this. I mean, I don't know if it can be considered gaslighting per se, but it's like, it's in the gray area, but it just like, it gives you an idea of what it can look like. So my ex and I, the one who I made this series about, yes, this individual and I were watching Black Mirror, and it was the one with Daniel Kaluuya, the one where they're on the bikes and then like he gets his own podcast type of deal after he goes on the show. And so there's a scene in the episode where there are naked women, right? Like, they're not clothed. And I said that to him and he was like, oh no, that wasn't there. And I was like, I'm pretty sure there was. And he was like, no, there isn't. And he was just really adamant that there wasn't. But I was adamant. I was like, I know what I saw. I started to question my own judgment. Like, what? And so we rewatched it and I was right. And this man didn't say shit. This is where, like, for me, it's like, it kind of goes into the response where had he been like, oh shit, I'm so sorry, I was wrong. Or kind of been like, oh shit, you were right. Right? That's different. But his response was silence. Hi. The response was silence and just kind of just like saying nothing. And I was like, I was right. I was right. And so yeah, so again, that could be considered like very small. It could be considered like, oh, you're going too into it. But for me, it's like, okay, had it not been where he was being intentionally a douchebag, he would have been like, oh shit, you're right. Or like, oh shit, you were right. And like, I know, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. So that to me is a red flag of how the person responded. I think that's where you can decipher where if it is gaslighting versus if it's not. It also is debatable where if this person is like debating you on like, oh no, you're wrong and like all this shit. If that's the case, then it's like what happens when the evidence is shown. But yeah, but in this case, it was just kind of weird because he said nothing, like nothing. He just stayed quiet. He looked almost upset that I was right and that I believed myself. Just weird behavior. I know that people do think that like terms like narcissist, gaslighting and whatnot are overused. They can be. I think it's when like it's understanding the intention, understanding how someone reacted. It goes a lot deeper. So in this instance, the reason that I'm labeling it as gaslighting is because he didn't say shit. Like, all he had to say was like, oh shit, you were right. I was wrong, my bad. That's it. And he didn't even do that. He just stayed quiet. For me, that's why I'm labeling it as like light gaslighting, because of how he responded. And I think that's where it becomes really evident of if it is gaslighting versus if it's not. Because if someone is like, oh shit, I'm so sorry, like I remembered it incorrectly, that's a completely different response versus yeah, shit. Right? So I think that's where the difference comes into play. So yeah, so that's my light intro into gaslighting and the topic of gaslighting. I'll see if I can make a video on, just give me a few days, but I'll make a video on skits on what gaslighting can look like and what it actually looks like in conversation. I just don't have the time today. Tomorrow and Friday, I have my course, my training, so that's where I'm a little pressed for time because it's like the whole day, both days. But after that, I'm a free agent, which is nice. So then it gives me time to like create, it gives me time to come up with ideas. So, but right now, it's just kind of like we're dipping our toes into what gaslighting is, and it's not fun. Hopefully I can do a good job of that. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, bye.